They're doing the Golden Dome announcement.
Existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever built. As you know, we helped Israel with theirs, and it was very successful. And now we have technology.
Why is this so
far advanced?
Low, the audio?
But including hypersonic missiles, ballistic missiles, and advanced cruise missiles, all of them will be knocked out of the air. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland, and the success rate is very close to 100%, which is incredible when you think of it. You're shooting bullets out of the air. I'm also pleased to report that the One Big Beautiful Bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome to help construction get underway. That's the initial sort of a down deposit. And we have probably, you're talking about, General, we're talking about $175 billion total cost of this when it's completed. This afternoon, I'm also announcing that I will appoint, very importantly, General Gutlein to lead the ambitious new effort as the direct reporting program manager for the Golden Dome. Very talented man, and I'm very honored to have been the one that helped to have really created Space Force. Space Force has turned out to be a tremendous success. We were third in space, and now we're number one in space by a lot. It's not even close. And Mike is a 4-star Space Force general, the recipient of the Defense Distinguished Service Medal, one of the most respected people in the world having to do with defense. You know, we have offense and we have defense. I'll bet he's good at offense too. And he has an unmatched background in missile warning technology and defense procurement. General Gutlein also knows that we need to move fast. No one is more qualified for his job, and everybody, this was a universal acceptance of General Gutlein. Everybody that knows him and knows everybody else, they said there's only one man for the job, so I have a feeling we have the right guy. But now I'd like to invite Secretary Hegseth and the General to please say a few words and describe the system a little bit. And we appreciate you being here. The press has really been very fair over the last period of a couple of months. I don't know what happened to you. It was so much more exciting the other way, but you've been very, very fair. We have very high poll numbers, the highest we've ever had, and I think we're doing a great job. We had a tremendous trip to the Middle East, as you know. It was a really amazing trip, and now I came home, and this is the one I was really looking forward to this day, because this is very important for the success and even survival of our country. It's a pretty evil world out there, so this is something that goes a long way toward the survival of this great country. And as I said, we'll be discussing Canada. They want to hook in and they want to see if they can be a part of it. That sort of makes sense. I guess that's what I was talking about from day one. You know, it just automatically makes sense, and it won't be very difficult to do, but they'll pay their fair share. Thank you very much, everybody. And Pete, go ahead.
Sure. Well, Mr. President, add this to the long and growing list of promises made and promises kept. Ultimately, this right here, the Golden Dome for America, is game changer. It's a generational investment in the security of America.
Oh my God, is this going to also be a permanent fixture? Oh God, this is going to be a permanent fixture in the room. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I hope he keeps this next to the Gulf of America post. Golden Dome for America, right next to the Gulf of America.
The technology wasn't there. Now it is, and you're following through to say we will protect the homeland from cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, drones.
Do these guys think America did not have some of the most complex, some of the most advanced surface-to-air anti-missile capabilities? Like, are we supposed to act like the United States of America already did not have the most advanced missile defense capabilities on the planet? What is going on here? Are they stupid? What is happening? Our missile defense system against ICBM is not good on the continent. Yeah, our missile defense system against ICBMs is called America's positioning on the map. And you're wrong about that too. What the I'd like, there are multiple points of both failure and also multiple points of defense. Like you have the nuclear sponge states, for example, where all of the nuclear arsenal, where a majority of the nuclear arsenal is, because they're supposed to be the areas that you're, nuking if there was ever a nuclear holocaust. I don't know what the purpose of this is. I guess like
start doubling down on the protection of the homeland. Golden Dome is a bold and aggressive approach to hurry up and protect the homeland from our adversaries. We owe it to our children and our children's children to protect them and to afford them a quality of life that we have all grown up enjoying. Golden Dome will afford that. I greatly appreciate your trust in me and your nomination in me and your trust in the team to deliver this. It is a great day for America.
And also, very importantly, it's we're the only ones that have this. We call it super technology. Nobody else has it, and nobody else has really near what we have. So this is a very exciting project. This is something that will, the general said close to 100% protection. So that's something we need. I think it's a very, and everything's going to be made in the USA, by the way, very importantly. So it's something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. And I just noticed you two, Jim, you're standing there, and behind you is a very important document, Declaration of Independence. And that was in the vault for many decades right under this area.
He loves that he brought that out. He loves that he brought that out. It was in a vault. I brought it out.
That was the original Abraham Lincoln.
We have a curtain on it.
Washington.
You see, we put a curtain on it because it will be damaged by light, they say, but I still keep the curtain off.
Very exciting. You look over here, and above Ronald Reagan, you have Thomas Jefferson. That's Monroe from the Monroe document.
I doubt that it's the original one.
And you know who that is, right? Andrew Jackson. So we have a lot of very exciting pictures, and on the other side, likewise, some great presidents.
He's like a child. But again, everyone's perspective now is childlike. Everyone's got baby brains.
Or nearby, but generally in the vaults downstairs, where we have some great. So it's very exciting. The place has become a little different than you first saw it, Jim, right?
Yes, much
better. It's a little bit different. It's slightly better. But to think we had them, and some were in the vaults for over 100 years. So it's pretty cool stuff. Everybody knows Jim Banks. He's a great congressman, and now he's a great senator from Indiana. And you might want to say a few words, Jim.
Well, your legacy with Space Force, Mr. President, is already big, but the Golden Dome is going to be an even bigger legacy for our country. And Indiana is going to help you make it.
Right.
The space satellites that are made in Fort Wayne, Indiana by L3 Harris, all the work done at Crane Navy Base in southern Indiana is going to be a big part of it. And Hoosiers are very proud of that. We're proud of you. Thank you very much.
You're going to be a big factor. Thank you, and good luck, and congratulations. You won that race by a lot. That wasn't even a contest, right?
Well, thank you. Thanks to you and all of your support.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Please go ahead. You missed that. This is Senator Kramer, and he's one of our best. Can't get any better. Go ahead.
Well, you're very nice, Mr. President, and thanks for this. And I remember the day in your first term when you called it. I was a brand new baby freshman senator on the Armed Services Committee, and you said, I want to have a Space Force. Would you lead the effort on the Senate Armed Services Committee? And I felt so proud thinking that you chose me, only to find out later no one else would do it. But nonetheless, it worked out really, really, really well because North Dakota has some great space assets,
yeah,
and that contribute to that and to Golden Dome. No surprise that you would be the president that would come along and put the homeland first. And this is just one more example of that. So thanks for this and for allowing me this opportunity. And by the way, let me just add my strong endorsement of General Goodline's role in leading this. I don't know anybody better, for sure, better equipped to do it than he is.
Everybody said that.
Yeah,
that's
for
great.
sure.
Dan Sullivan, Alaska, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for your continued leadership on missile defense. We were talking earlier how in 2019 at the Pentagon, you laid out a speech about the Missile Defense Review,
right,
that had all these principles on missile defense that you articulated then during your first term, and now the Golden Dome is all of that. So you're continuing to lead. We really appreciate it. The Congress is stepping up, as you mentioned right now in the budget reconciliation bill, $25 billion for the Golden Dome. In what Senator Kramer and Senator Banks and I and many others, we're working on our, I briefed you on this before, sir, on our Golden Dome Act, which we think will have, in terms of legislation that can help cement, be here, sir. And, you know, Alaska is the cornerstone of missile defense right now in terms of ground-based missile
Right.
interceptors,
That's right.
in terms of radar systems and
Can they
track
stop
incoming
saying
missiles.
homeland?
So,
I don't give a f if
saying
she
it's honored
bombs
to
Fort
continue to play
Rape.
a critical role
No,
in all of
that's
this and
not-
build on it. And we're
First
really
of
excited
all,
to be here. Thank you.
Like, there's a very easy fix to all of this, okay? It's called not with the rest of the world. It's not like the idea that like we're constantly under a threat by all of these other countries when we are the dominant force on the planet with 800 to 1,000 open active military bases everywhere is so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, what do you mean? Dude, we are the threat to everybody. There is a real easy and very quick solution to all of this, which is called don't with other people. Like, what the
Very protective. I think you can rest assured they'll be.
We act like diplomacy doesn't exist because I think at the end of the day, it is pure projection. Because like with us, diplomacy doesn't exist. We're barbaric demons. So we just assume everyone else is also just as barbaric as us, but they are just not entertaining that because of our, I guess, defense capabilities, you know? This is wild and a little scary because what the is Donald Trump planning on doing that he is this worried about like hypersonic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles coming down continental United States' direction? You know, what the is he going to
I
do?
told you Canada wants to be a part of it, which be a fairly small expansion. But we'll work with them on pricing. We'll be dealing with them on pricing.
I
We
also
know about
don't
it.
know. I don't like. Would a world war be waged this way? Like, even if there was like some weird thing that happened and all of the nukes were destroyed, no more nukes, right? So it's not going to be nuclear holocaust instantly. Okay. Then even in that situation, it wouldn't be like ballistic missiles being lobbed towards the United States. It'd probably be drone swarms, you know? Like, I suspect it would be the Chinese Navy, okay, launching drone swarms off the coast of the Atlantic and the Pacific, right? Like, it wouldn't be ballistic missiles, I don't think. Drones can't fly that far. Yeah, no I'm saying that it would be off of the coast. Off of the coast. You are wrong on this. He's doing it for the right reasons, and this will help us. I will not elaborate further. I think this is good.
It's pretty amazing, and this is in terms of technology far advanced from that system.
And just one follow-up on the adversaries. Have you addressed Russia's ventures in space with a space-based nuclear weapon and told Putin to stop in your conversations with him?
We haven't discussed it, but at the right time we will. Yeah.
Mr. President, with the goal of keeping Americans safe with this, can you talk about the timeline? How long will this take to complete?
We think it's going to be about a little bit less than 3 years, and we'll have a big phase-in very early. You know, we're starting immediately with $25 billion. It'll cost about $175 billion completed.
The U.S. is very scared of hypersonics right now. We put an entire new site on Guam. We're putting new silos in Alaska. China is definitely the fear. Golden Dome is just the same thing, but on a bigger scale.
You know, some funding is tough and some is easy when we
Yeah,
save
remember,
everyone's
by the way,
lives.
I am reminded of yet another incredible campaign promise from Donald Trump, which was that we were going to cut spending in the military and no longer entertain silly wars that must not be fought. Really cool promise from Donald Trump that he is obviously following through on, you know, as you can see.
A military build-up along the borders towards Finland and Norway.
No, I don't worry about that at all. They're going to be very safe. Those are two countries that are going to be very safe.
And the secondly, sir, if I may, Volodymyr Zelensky is saying today that he's hoping for you to impose new sanctions on Russia. Are you considering that?
Well, that's going to be my determination.
Here, this is what I was talking about,
Nobody
yeah.
else's determination. We'll see how Russia
This is a concept. Ace Combat is real in China. China's first aerial mothership, Shuchuan SSUAW, is scheduled for its maiden flight in June. It can cruise up to 15,000 meters high, carrying over 100 small drones or 1,000 kilograms of missiles with a range of 7,000 Kilometers, don't worry. China's military is peace-oriented from the start. We grow stronger to deter aggression, unlike the U.S., always attacking other nations. Okay, ironically enough, that's what the United States also said. I mean, this is not like, this is not the actual plane. This is just a fucking rendering of it. But ICBMs, even without nuclear warheads, could impact so fast, they'd be equal to hundreds of tons of TNT. The Bush administration looked into removing nuclear warheads from the Tridents and just let the impact do the damage. That was in Ace Combat. If America tried to make this, every drone would crash into each other. We'd go 70 billion over budget trying to implement a massive speaker system so it plays a Five-Finger Death Punch song when it deploys UCAVs, but it accidentally plays at the exact frequency that makes every bird in a 4,000-mile vicinity fly directly into the turbofans. El Hamas Pike, W Israel. Embarrassing for you to openly say that W Israel.
Tremendous business into this country, but you have one of the biggest in the world being built.
The Honda Civics,
Right.
the new Honda Civic made in Indiana. GM has added jobs. Eli Lilly moving pharmaceutical manufacturing from China to the United States, $27 billion. You go on and on with good news in Indiana and across the country because of the tariffs.
Our country was cold as ice a year ago, and now we have the hottest country in the world. This is the hottest country in the world. Nobody even close. If you look at even this last trip that I made, the respect
Also, they
that
launched
is
numerous
paid to
dummy
our
nuke
country.
missiles, so you don't know which one is
Went from
authentic.
being laughed at all over the world, and now we're the hottest country in the world by far. Dan, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I think when you look at the system that you've laid out, it's an idea in your executive order of a layered defense. So you have initial ground-based missile interceptors, which are made by some of the big defense companies, Lockheed, Martin, Raytheon. But the beauty of your vision, Mr. President, is that it's layered, it's open architecture, and it goes up into space. So this is going to be some of the new defense tech companies that are very interested in it and can bring missile defense at a cost.
We will
that I
missile
don't-
strike grocery stores that increase the price of groceries. This is good trust. I think you don't understand
So
what this
it's
is
all
supposed
across
to
the
do.
board in terms of companies. Senator Kramer and I just met with a bunch of them last week that are interested in this. And you said it earlier, Mr. President, our technology.
This is a good take. I don't think Trump is going to start World War III, but I do think he sure loves all the conditions which are prerequisites for World War III. What does he know? That's my question. What is he gearing towards that he's like, honestly, we really got to make sure that we can withstand intercontinental ballistic missiles that could potentially strike the homeland. And no, it's not fucking aliens. Don't be duped by this shit. That's the other part that I actually despise about the whole like alien UAP stuff. Those revelations are simply done to get people on board with like the Space Force and stuff like that. I do not entertain any of the things that the government has revealed about aliens, okay? I think it's all silly. I'm just shocked that you're just an alien non-believer. I'm not. I am not a non-believer of aliens. I'm just looking at the environment. I'm looking at our government. I'm matching the government's track record historically, and I don't think that they would be revealing this kind of stuff. Oh, I'm shocked that some of the alien conspiracy people are so not skeptical when it comes to the fucking government telling them that like aliens are real and we just chose to reveal this. Like, you should exercise a little bit of healthy skepticism here, okay? Wasn't it the initial skepticism to official government statements that made you think that aliens were real? And now that the government is like admitting to it, you're like, you need to read up on it. Okay, stop. All right, let's just
Great
continue.
job, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elon Musk is Starlink be involved? Elon Musk be a part of this? Thank you, press.
No cuts to men. Thank you, everybody. No cuts to men.
Respectfully, I don't think you know enough. Oh, God. This is why I don't talk about the alien shit, because it brings out all of the most annoying chatters. I don't even think it's an intentional distraction from the real issues. I think there is always a nefarious purpose behind why the government will say stuff like this. Okay? But I don't think it's like a simple distraction, because there is not even much to distract people with nowadays. Like, all you need to do is wait it out for the 12-hour news cycle to move on. I think the purpose of it is to beef up our defense industry, specifically when it comes to, like, I guess, the Space Force and whatnot, and to potentially push, like, alien conspiracies have been applied by the CIA in times of hostility. Like, the CIA has utilized fake alien conspiracies in areas that they want to destabilize. It feels like they're just applying that same principle domestically somehow.